Hey, Ricky here. Welcome to a new series of mine called Tunic. This is might be. I know I keep saying this in every other beginning of Let's Play series that I always make on this channel. Always saying like this is gonna be different from the others, like I did with other things. But honestly, for me, I feel like it will be different because I don't know. I just feel like I might make this more of a personal project of mine. For a while, I wanted to do, um, not for a while, but for actually, yeah, for a while, I want to do this project because, not because like, if for those who are want to know, during this time, I'm recording and also uploading Paper Mario and playing through that game still, and for during this time, but for you, some of you might have already like it might be in way in the future, but during this time, I'm currently recording another series, and for the longest time while making that series, I felt like there's something that needed to be done. Like there's a project I needed to do another project, and I made a promise to myself that I wouldn't really focus on multiple projects at once. After I did Shovel Knight and what's it called, and Paper Mario as well, and but this time it feels different because I kind of wanted to do a project like this. So I was thinking, what kind of game do I want to play then? That that way I don't feel burnt out when playing Paper Mario, and also not feel burnt out on doing like Nintendo stuff or games like sorry my throat um or games that are like practically RPGs. And I thought to myself, so why do I have to look at the Nintendo catalog if I have games on my PlayStation as well? So I looked through, and then I saw this game, and I forgot about this game because for a while I've been playing it, and I think it shows in my history that I've played this game for 5 hours straight and gone to like I think 40% of the game through, and I never finished it. So I thought, hey, might as well, if I want to play this game again, why not start it start it from the beginning again? Might as well. Plus, I don't really remember too much of this game, but realistically, when I was playing this, it was very calming and everything. And I thought to myself, like, maybe I should play this game and also be have it be personal because of how relaxing and how enjoyable this game is, and also to give a proper introduction of who I am, honestly. Because even though I did my first ever Let's Play with Plants vs Zombies for the channel, I never really fully went into depth of who I am as a person or who my history and practically everything like that, because I mostly just wanted to make that series and just have fun and get out of my comfort zone as to making videos. And now that I've gotten a bit more experience, I may not be seasoned as a seasoned veteran as other YouTubers are, but I have some experience regardless. And also I wanted to do this new thing after some certain events that will happen in my life come to fruition. I want to try out this new system of me playing games like this. And if you can tell, I'm not really loud. Usually I am, or make voices and stuff like that. Or this game is just mostly gonna be me, practically, because there's no dialogue in this game. There's no story. There is story, but really, really, you need to look for it. And also like it's been a while that I've actually practically talked to you guys, honestly. Even though Paper Mario did, I do talk to you directly and stuff like that. But this one feels more. I have to fully engage, so might as well. And I wanted to do this because at during this whole time this whole Let's Play is practically gonna be um recording in the middle of the night, mostly because I wanted to see if I can manage to do some Let's Plays when I choose to record them at during night, because I sometimes can't always record during the day and I have to do work. And also, and I'll go into more depth into that later, and try to see if I can like practically do a series when it's night and have it be just genuinely just peaceful and without any too much of the craziness as I oftentimes bring into my videos when I make it with the Paper Mario series or other series that I have done before. So let's get into it. And sorry for yapping your ear off, but I should practically just press the play the new game button. But, anyways, welcome to this new world called Tunic. So, for those who don't know what this game is, you might be thinking, "Oh, this character has a green tunic and everything, and it's practically green, right?" Or this main character, you might be thinking, "Is this like another ripoff to Zelda or something like that?" Yes and no. I haven't really done my research on this game so far as of lately, and maybe I should have, and maybe I'll put in through posts and everything. But it kind of seems like this game was practically inspired by Legend of Zelda, not just by the character, but also by the whole world and the puzzles and everything in this world. I don't know what to do here. There's a whole golden place right here. I don't remember what I did before, or I did last time. I pressed a button once during my actual first time playing this game, but I really don't know what it does. So we're just gonna leave that be over here and just continue on our way. So yeah, practically this whole game is practically um, just a little guy over here trying to find his way to just see what this world gives us. And as you notice, I did say that this game is practically almost kind of like Legend of Zelda and everything, but it has some differences compared to it, because unlike Legend of Zelda, there are people who tell you where to go and NPCs and stuff like that, but nothing too much about this. Like, what do we need to do? There is a cave over here, which practically is press the L1. Oh no! Now the game tells us what to do, and looks like we do have a new item. So I call it a stick, so we can practically see which one fits perfectly. There, maybe in this button. Yeah, usually the square button for me is a good option for me to just use to to attack. So whatever, but whatever fits your need, or that feels comfortable for you, you can always change the buttons and every time. So, like I said, this game is practically almost similar to Zelda and everything, but there isn't. This is mostly a world game where for the player to be like, all right, you're here, you're this guy, do what you need to do, and everything. And look, and this is our first battle right here. Not really too much out of the ordinary, just like in Legend of Zelda. And I know I should stop like making comparisons and stuff like that in this game, but realistically, there's no way of beating around the bush. It's practically almost a similar game to Zelda, but only for the PlayStation and stuff like that. And I kind of am upset that this whole game, the whole franchise with Zelda, Nintendo aren't really, too much of a fan of always leaving their exclusive games and just giving them to other people to be like, hey, if you want, you can play this game on this console. So they practically, and ow, I did not think this guy was gonna fucking hit me. And as you see in the lower left hand corner, that's our health bar and everything, and also our stamina bar. And yes, that's right, stamina. Whoop-de-doo, like my favorite thing in a whole, like my favorite mechanic in a whole gaming scene and everything. I really don't like the freaking what's it called, the stamina bar, because it makes no sense. By the way, if you press X, since there's no jump button, but if you press X, you could practically do a mini dodge and stuff like that, so you can avoid enemies and stuff like that. But if you hold it, you can actually run our way through it. So luckily for me, I already know how to play this game for a bit, but honestly, it has been a while, and the game will end up telling you what you need to do, and like what we'll tell you, like the mechanics and stuff like that in a later day, in a different way, honestly, how normally games tell you. And ooh, what is this? A statue. And that's right there. This statue right here is our save. So whenever you're, and I don't know if this game has an autosave function or whatever, but I don't think it does. But regardless, whenever you see these statues, it helps you save your data and everything when playing this game. And also, well, duh, that's a save station is, Ricky. But it also recovers all your health, your stamina, and everything. But sadly enough, the enemies that you defeated do end up coming back. So as you see down there. And so be careful whenever you use these, if you're really low on health, if you don't really want to fight that enemy again and stuff like that. And also, whenever there are many statues like this in the area, so eventually you will be able to um, fast travel to checkpoint. But also, if you end up dying, in this game, you will be spawned back to this checkpoint. But later, just making sure, there are some times that you need to that each checkpoint does overwrite itself. So keep that in mind, so that way you don't make a mistake and that and so forth. Anyways, the one thing reason why I came over here is actually this, because there's no other way we need to go other than just going to this door. It looks like it. And ooh, shiny. And I guess we're dead. Oh shit! That door killed us. What is it? 1,000-year door or something like that? No, I can't believe it killed us. It went out, but now that we're dead, I guess we can just fully explore this place, honestly. And where does this take us? Well, apparently, like, this game would probably be the least favorite of Kung Fu Panda if you really think about it. If Poe actually were to be manifest in a video game world, this would be his least favorite since there's a lot of stairs and everything. It looks like there's two pillars that we can't really do anything about. We don't have our stick, so we still have our stick in this world? Let me hit it then. Oh, looks like we can't do anything too much, but we can activate it, looks like it, so might as well. Kind of looks like it might open up the door up in front. Think about it. I'm such an idiot, I guess. But yeah, let's see. What is it? Open sesame! And it worked! Oh, remember kids. Remember kids, if you want to open the door, rather than using your hands or anything, just say open sesame. But it looks like there's a dead end, but or is it? Well, actually, we can continue walking. Because realistically, we already are dead technically, so we can so land doesn't really affect us too much. So we could just practically walk and everything. And ooh, what's happening here? What the hell? Is that our is that our friend or something like that we need help? Who is she? Apparently she needs help. She is trapped. Or he. We actually don't know. But something tells me, or something feels like, that she might be a woman trapped in there. Because, I don't know. The way I see it, when I first played this, feels like some sort of maternal like thing right here. Like it kind of feels like I'm her kid and I need to break free our mother or whatever. But I have no idea realistically. But I can just imagine my headcanon realistically is that's our mom. But anyways, now that we see that, for some reason there's a key over here which I don't remember being, and of course, this writing right here, these options, okay and no. I don't know what's asking us. It could be asking us like, hey, do you want to be our slave? What if I said okay? Do I become someone's slave? We don't even know what the writing is, so how am I supposed to answer this? What is this writing? Well, one can assume it's just pick up the key, right? Oh, thank God. Thank God I didn't like form a contract or something. Oh my God, that would have been completely worse. So now we need to go find out where we need to place this key, but something tells me it's quite simple actually. It's around over here, I believe, since there was a door we couldn't do too much about if we could find it, honestly. But oh, there you go, there's the door. But anyways, so I did mention earlier that I wanted to do a proper introduction to myself and everything about who I really am as a person. So here goes. Even though it kind of feels like, you know, we already know. You always say you're Ricky all the time. Realistically, hey, I'm Ricky here, so we already know who you are based on your intro. True. But realistically, that's not just knowing the name doesn't always assume that you know the person. So I'm just gonna straight up say it and reintroduce myself. And what the hell is this, by the way? Yes, that's my name. Beginning your adventure. No. So, beginning your adventure. Sometimes we'll find these pages of some sort of manual, honestly, of each area. So we can always move around. If we use our control stick with the left control stick, we can practically turn the page and everything. And it tells us a little bit about some lore if you can manage to read this ancient writing, or if you want, just look at the far right. In a far off land, a great treasure was sealed away forever. Some say it is the power to defy death. Interesting. Well, therefore, well, technically, we kind of died and everything, and we kind of see like a to-do list right here: ringing the East Bell, East Forest, Hero's Grave, Guard Captain, and it kind of seems like it shows that enemy of who the Guard Captain is. Kind of seems like a boss, honestly. And ringing the West Bell, Old House, Flooded Well, Dark Tome, West Garden, and question mark? I wonder what this is about. But this is the first instance of the game telling you, all right, since you're here, we'll help you out for a bit. This is what you need to do, for some reason. And so this whole game will always gives us some stuff like this. Some stuff like instruction manuals and just practically just help you out. The game screen, as I explained before, what these do. Apparently the yellow guy, look at the yellow line right there, shows up who we really are. We apparently we do have a name, but we can't really read what it is. The question mark, which will apparently be revealed in page 41, as you see. Because at this game, these pages do have numbers, so we don't need to worry about it. So once we looked at page 41, we could determine what these golden platforms do for us. Prize slash treasure. So practically every time when we see a treasure chest, that's what it is. Ready equipment, which we have practically with the sword, and it kind of a bit of a spoiler if you really think about it, because it shows off what you have on what you will get eventually. So, and magic potions. So yes, there is gonna be magic potions in this game, which I will fully explain. So don't worry about that. I'll fully explain what they do and everything, what each one does. So don't worry about that. Focus preview. So what that means is that whenever there's an enemy on screen, you're able to lock on and know what it is. So really cool. And important stamina points. 0 SP apparently. Everything hurts way more when I'm tired, as the fox says right there. Well, I don't know if it's a fox, realistically. What is this character? Is this supposed to be a fox or another animal that happens to look like a fox? But I'm gonna call it fox. And actually, since it's since the name of the game is Tunic, why don't we just call him that? Tunic. Alright. So what Tunic says is actually true. Whenever our stamina bar is low, we are able to just get hit. No, what I mean is we get more damage. So you have to be careful on that. And sometimes the stamina bar is really important to have because it can help us prevent from getting attacks by dodging and everything. So it's really important to always be careful with that. And also, one thing I will say, say to add on to this explanation, when you're running, making sure when you run, just know that you can't attack. It is important that sometimes you just do dodges, but if you can't handle a fight, always save up your stamina and just so you can run away. So it's really important for that. And just know whenever you're running away, you can't do it too much about attacking and everything. So be careful on that. And as you see, as I fully explained, the red bar is health points, the green bar is stamina points, but a blue bar we won't really get until way later in the future. Once we get certain items, it's magic actually. So keep that in mind. And eventually, just like in any other exploration game, just like kind of like Legend of Zelda, we are able to upgrade these as we continue playing. So, and I'll show off how you do so. But anyways, now that we have that, after that long explanation of the game and everything, I need to make sure I actually do a proper introduction and reintroduce myself. And what the fuck did that treasure chest got open? Don't remember that. Huh. But it kind of seems like before this person came to be, someone else actually came to this island and left instruction manuals, if you really think about it, huh? Anyways, let me reintroduce myself, honestly. For those who have heard of me or seen one of my videos, but you can call me Ricky. My real name is Ricardo. I will not say my last name fear of doxing myself. Not really doxing myself, but more like um, not really wanting to have my public information out there. Maybe one day I will be comfortable and say my last name, or one day some people will find me and revealing my name and everything. But for the time being, my name is Ricardo. If you couldn't tell by my nickname, but I refer to myself online as Ricky. Outside in life, I am known as Ricardo and everything, and people do call me by that name. But unlike my online friends and everything, they always refer to me as Ricky, because apparently it suits them. The name Ricky came from actual, and even though my name, even though it kind of feels similar, like my name is Ricardo and whatever. And what the hell did I just get right now? That's the wrong button. L2. What did I get? Don't know what that is. Huh. Probably look it up later, but actually, oh, it's an item. Probably something. Oh, I think it's probably like a bait or something like that. I'll test it out later. And of course, I pressed the wrong button and everything. But anyways, but yeah, my name, practically, since my name is Ricardo, and you can put two and two together, be like, oh, hey, that guy probably had like, well, that guy. Well, I probably got my name from just from people to just be able to just, I don't know, shorten my name or whatever. But honestly, throughout my life, I've been given a lot of nicknames. Always been called Ricky, Richard, Richie, Rico. For some kids who can't really pronounce my name, they sometimes call me Carlos or Rardo or something like that. And some silly names too. At it, like well, not really silly. One of them being an offensive name, which some of you can put, um, can figure out what it is, because I will not say it out loud on camera and everything. Off camera, I would, but realistically, I wouldn't say it out of anger or bad intentions. It's just saying, like, what some kids used to call me back then, just to be mean to me. But but others like that don't make sense, like -1, which I will tell that story later in a in a later episode, but because it has something to do with my actual nickname. I got my nickname from actually got it from in my middle school year. And believe it or not, wow, it took a long time to actually get my name, Ricky, actually. And okay, cool. Now that we have the second page and page 12, it looks like it kind of shows what the controls are if you haven't really known. As you see, L2 is locking. You lock in with your with lock into the enemy. L1 doesn't really fully explain what it is because of this writing, but as we already saw, L1 is to manage your items practically and move them around and equip them. The control stick is practically just moving around, but I don't know if it means like pressing it or something like that. But the control stick is to move around. R2 is to actually use a shield, but we don't have one at the time. So, one later on will encounter a shield. So keep that in mind. R1 is to use the potions, which I'll show off later because but the potions in this game are help you replenish health, but we don't really have potions at the moment, and also it'll appear later in the game. Believe it or not, it appears in hour 3, honestly. And the square, triangle, circle, which I show earlier, depending which item, which not which item, which weapon or, well, yeah, weapon and item you have, you'll be able to, you'll use it right away. So keep that in mind, if you want to continue, like, you know what's it called, apparently I can't really talk right now. Depending which item, whatever you feel comfortable with, will determine how you play the game. So that's why. Anyways, and the X button, which we already show right here, is that when you tap it, you are able to dodge and everything, which I already showed off. And also holding X is what you do is running and everything. But keep in mind, you can't really run and also attack. I mean, you could, but it doesn't really do that much. It just stops you from running. You assume you could just do like a run and slash and type of thing, but realistically we can't. But just keep that in mind. And also, like I said before, when running, actually running doesn't use up your stamina bar. You can just always run, but making sure if you continue using it, you'll end up getting tired and you can't really run as well. So and plus your dodges be like like that, not too smooth at all. And you can always still you could still run, but the stamina bar would take a long time to be refilled. So keep that in mind. But anyways, I don't think you can. I don't think your stamina will end up. Yeah, when you attack, your stamina doesn't get used. Surprisingly enough, like you dodging makes you tired, but swinging your stick, nuh-uh, you don't get tired from that apparently. Before we go down there, I want to make sure if we've already fully explored everything up here, honestly. But anyways, back to my story. I got my nickname from middle school, and I don't know if I've already told this story before on in a recording. I probably have, or I probably said it to some of my friends and through a live stream. But otherwise, yeah. And apparently, people are still texting me. What the fuck? It always happens right now. It's always please everything. But yeah. um, what the hell? I don't understand why people text me or get messages in the when I record. It's just so weird. But anyways, but yeah, like I got my nickname in middle school, and it took me a long time to get that middle name, honestly, because one would assume like a guy named Ricardo will be able to just be called Ricky at some point, but no, actually no. Apparently a lot of people like my actual name rather than Ricky back then, but regardless, a lot of people do refer me as Ricky right now, and I don't mind. I really don't mind. It can people can call me whatever they want as long as it's respectful and that it sounds. I know it sounds respectful, and also I know you that you're calling, like, you're talking to me and rather than someone else. And ooh, take that. Ow, bitch. Ooh, take that. Yeah. Oh, fuck that. Oh, I almost. Okay. Making sure be careful because these guys do pack up a punch and everything. So be careful with that. And if you learn their attack patterns, you are able to just fully avoid that and everything. And it kind of seems like we can't really do dodge right away. So and everything after as we are attacking. So making sure just hit and just time your attacks and also time your dodges. But anyways, but yeah, Ricky, I know for some reason like, oh my god, he's taking such a long time to introduce himself. But yeah, I'll get to it right now. That nickname was given to me by my band teacher. Back then, I normally was part of a band, or not really band, as in like a rock band or whatever. No, I used to take a class. You just used to take a band class, and my teacher, my teacher at the time, they didn't really give me the name until my second year of middle school. For the longest, I've had him for 2 years until like the halfway knowing him. That's when he decided to give me a nickname. So, and for some reason, I don't know why he gave me the nickname, what encouraged him, or what exactly inspired him with this name. But as soon eventually he gave me the nickname Ricky, and later on it ended up catching on with my bandmates and everything, where they ended up all started calling me Ricky. And oh wow, the game is evil. The game is so fucking evil. I can't believe it just fucking cornered me like that. What the fuck? I can't believe that. But anyways, and oh great, we are really low on health. We can't really do anything about that. Where is? Well, I can't really do anything right now. I could go save and everything and get my health back, but yeah, I guess we're gonna have to face the facts that we might die. On the first episode when we die, huh? How cool. How skillful of me, honestly. But honestly, we can just run. Get out of here. No, no, get out of here. Fuck. Okay. Gotta single them out. 1. Oh, wait. 2. Ooh. 3. Ooh. 4. Oh, no. Okay. We got this. There you go. And I don't want to really. I'm sorry if I'm just. This is how my commentary is right now. And oh, gotta go. All right, gotta restart it. All right. Never mind. He replenished health. I'm gonna go back. Honestly, I'm really gonna go back to just refill my health. So BRB. And I'm back with full health, and sadly enough, the enemies respawn. So take two of this, honestly. But now that we know how they attack, so when they flash like that, we can just always dodge like this and not worry too much. There you go, like dodge, 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 and that's how you practically just are able to just defeat them. But anyways, but yeah, my teacher ended up giving me the name Ricky, and it just kind of stuck with me, honestly. I think the reason why he gave me the name was mostly because it reminds him of a person who used to play the bass drum, and I ended up being the one who played the bass drum. And I don't mean like the bass drum as in like drum line and stuff like that. I mean actual bass drum that you have to roll out and everything. And ooh, that's what's over here. There was a save over there that I just ended up missing. Oh, by the way, you can go over here. I forgot to mention this. I haven't really, I wasn't really paying attention. I thought I really wasn't really exploring the whole area, huh? Oh well, sorry about that. But and we can go over here and end up getting a treasure chest right here. And what do we get for our troubles? We got something. I wonder what it is. So, just like as you see right here, there's two sections. This section means that this section right here are the items that you get and are practically replenishable that you are able to use, and but once you use them all, they end up disappearing and stuff like that. And these are items right here that weapons or items we'll get eventually in the future that will always stay with us on our person. So yeah, and why did I do that? I did not mean to do that. I keep forgetting it's not gonna be a circle for the just to get out of the menu. So, but yeah, I think it just reminded him of a person, honestly. So one of his favorite drummers or something like that. But either way, that's why he gave me the nickname Ricky, regardless. And I still don't understand why, out of all the days, like out of like meeting me for the first time on my first year of what's it called, the first year of middle school, he ended up giving me a nickname in the second year. So kind of weird. And oh my god, Jesus Christ, that guy got destroyed. Holy shit. But anyways, the berry that we ended up getting right there, actually just what I was gonna say? Oh, it fills up your health, so kind of cool. And what does this note? What will we get? Here, face your adversaries. Ooh. Which we already explained. I already explained it, and are we still in page? Okay, where's page 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 right now? We're just starting in the middle of the instruction manual. I feel like we're skipping a few steps, honestly. So face your adversaries. So like I said, the L2 is just to practically target the enemy, and it shows right there when fighting the enemy, you need to focus and make sure when to evade and stuff like that. That way you can just make sure when they're attacking and everything. So keep that in mind. And also, once we do end up getting the shield, when we lock on, it makes it easier to block attacks. So keep that in mind. Kind of cool. And understanding stamina points. Stamina points. Stamina points. Does not really give us, but you can always attack even without stamina. So making sure, like I said, when attacking, it doesn't really waste your stamina points. And when you are low on stamina, and attacking does not waste your stamina, it does not make your attacks weaker at all either, but it takes a long time to replenish it. So making sure, it's important to just sometimes if you need to refill your stamina, it's always important in us to not it's always important, I don't know what I'm trying to say right now. It's always important to not do anything so you can get your stamina back. That way you can just get the heck out of there. So keep that in mind. A moment of safety. So apparently in a couple seconds, when you dive, that's when you actually are practically invincible. Invulnerability? Wait, actually, now I'm thinking about it. No, you're invulnerable. Invulnerability? Oh yeah, you're practically invincible. Okay, I was like thinking, wait, isn't it? I thought vulnerable was that. Huh. Oh, actually, no. Vulnerable means you can get hit. Invulnerable means you're practically immune. Okay, so invincible when you're diving, you're practically invincible. But once you landed, it kind of shows once you start landing, that's when you are able to take a hit. And apparently, flinch and knocked over. I don't know anything about that. The stability and stuff like that. I think. Oh, that's your health bar. Duh. Apparently, when you're low on health, 25%, it starts. Your start. It shows right there. Once you get hit, it shows how much damage you take per hit. It kind of seems like a huge chunk. If you really think about it, it is practically. Hmm. Actually, I don't know. We have been hit before, so realistically, I don't think that's how much damage you take. Actually, we got hit before. Yeah, not that much. So I don't know what the instructions means right there, honestly, but we'll figure it out later, I guess. So, kind of seems like. And by the way, if you press X, you can just zoom in and everything. Flinched. I think you get flinch. I don't know what that is. Oh, well. We'll see later on, and maybe through post I'll correct myself or something like that. But anyways, yeah, that's how I ended up getting my nickname, and throughout my middle school years, and also through high school, I was always referred to as Ricky and everything, and and that's why I ended up using this name. Originally, I was planning to use an actual stage name. If you really, oh God, get the fuck down there, Jesus Christ, mate. The guy didn't want to just go down. He wanted to dive through the fucking um he wanted to dive instead. And of course I get him more. Oh my god. Get out of here. Actually, legit get out of here. Swing it. Swing your sword. One wrong. Swing your swing your stick more likely. And I just healed and everything. Oh well. Anyways, so yeah, that's why I did wanted to just use a stage name, so not really use my real name. Originally I did was planning to call myself Voltaic or something like that, mostly because of my spider sona, or practically, as you know, my icon is the Spider-Man. That's on on the YouTube and also on almost every platform I have it on to be my um icon and stuff like that. But I changing ended up changing my mind because I didn't want to use a stage name, and plus for people, if I do end up getting well known and stuff like that, I don't like people. I don't know. I probably won't answer to Voltaic or whatever. And oh, we do end up getting a potion on this trip. Ah, wow. So potion is right here. As you see here, whenever we're low on health, we can just practically use one potion and replenishes our health. Kind of cool. Same with the berries, I feel. I kind of don't want to use that. I'm probably going to use that for in case of emergencies, but regardless, we're not going to use it right now. But as you see there, the potions remain there. But once you end up using the checkpoint over here, you'll end up replenishing it. So, which I'll show off right now. If it actually, yep, I was right. Okay, cool. It does replenish our potions, so keep that in mind. Right now, we only have one, so eventually we have to make sure we use it on the right during the right moments. And oh, what's over here? The hero's grave over there. Hmm. Looks like we can. Looks like it's important. So we're gonna go to the hero's grave and probably call it an episode once we reach there. Honestly, because even though I am trying to properly introduce myself and everything. And ow, bitch! What? Wow, the fucking rage is insane. Well, it's better safe than right now. Honestly, let's use that. Yep, it does replenish our health. Okay, cool. We're just gonna make sure they don't really follow us. And by the way, fighting in this game realistically is not mandatory if you really think about it, because they don't really drop experience points. They only drop money apparently, but we don't know for certain what this money will give us later. So yeah, so it's best to always run from fights like these. And ooh, there's something over here, and they're still fucking attacking me. Jesus Christ! I've been gone. Why are they still fighting? Like, whatever, I guess. And ooh, we practically are screwed later because we can't really do too much. And looks like, oh, that's where our sword goes. We get our sword. All right. But anyways, but yeah, but I ended up just wanting to use the name Ricky instead, mostly because I don't know, it feels personal, honestly. It feels like I'm your friend and everything. So, and I kind of that's what I want to give up the vibes for when making content like this. Like I'm not just some average. I'm not just gonna be this typical content creator that everyone's are like, oh my god, I'm a fan of him or whatever, and everything. But no, I kind of want to just practically use my name, like be known as a like be known as a person. Well, duh, you are. But I want to be known as my nickname, mostly because that closeness that it gives off, knowing that even though you know my name being Ricardo, but being called by your nickname kind of feels like, oh, he's like a friend to you. So that's why I wanted to give off like those vibes for. So, but yeah. Anyways, now that you got the sword and everything, ooh, we can now replace the stick. All hail the mighty stick that has helped us on our travels. Will now be put to rest. Get out of here. I want the sword. Anyways, now that we got the sword, we are able to just cut down grass and everything right here. So kind of cool, honestly. And not only that, I think it does more damage than the what's it called? Than the stick. What the hell am I like struggling to say the stick right here? And now that we have this, we are practically able to just move around through bushes and stuff like that. Through them out through bushes, move around through areas that were covered with bushes. And like, holy shit, we practically just one shot the guy, even though he was already weak and everything. But this guy's not. There you go. Yep, it does. Jesus Christ, it does a lot of damage. Get out of here. I'm more powerful than you now. Now I have a fucking weapon. I know I am stronger than the average Ricky and everything. Well, whatever. The average fox, more likely. But anyways, but yeah, that's why I ended up using my name, using Ricky and everything. So that's my introduction to why I am called what I chose to call myself Ricky and everything. But I'll get into who I really am in later episodes. But for now, it's nice to meet you guys, and I hope that you continue watching me as I continue on with this journey, and not only just fully explaining what kind of person I am, and also but also telling some personal stories of what I've gone through, and also fun moments and stuff like that, which I'll eventually do later in the future. But for now, it's nice to meet you, and I hope we can continue being friends and stuff like that. And I hope you can continue watching me, so we can continue being friends. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. Next episode, we'll continue exploring this forest, and by going upstairs, honestly, and are through here more likely. Actually, have we been here? Now think about it. Have we gone through here? Oh yeah. Okay, we'll go through here and also up this ladder since we couldn't really go up here apparently. Actually, we can't. What the hell am I saying? But either way, next episode we're gonna do more stuff, fully explore this forest, and hopefully see what else we can find. Honestly, but till then, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Later. What does this button do?